Today I'm going to do a girl talk video, and it's another themed one. I really like doing it like this because I feel like I can, you know, properly focus on one topic at a time and like really get into one and like answer loads of questions on one thing that loads of us might be thinking about or struggling with. I like them to feel like I'm kind of sitting across the table from you, like having a coffee, chatting about, you know, whatever it is. So I hope you guys like this one. I thought I would do it on like loneliness and friends, and maybe not having any friends or not having many friends, or if you find it hard to make friends. I really wanted to do it on this on my channel after I wrote a blog post called "Why Don't I Have Any Female Friends?" and it did really well. I didn't expect it to, and I thought, you know, if it helped loads of people over my blog, then I'm sure talking about it on my channel will hopefully help loads of you, or you might be able to relate to it. So I asked on Instagram and I got loads, so I'm just gonna kind of go through them and try and like answer the ones that I got quite a few times. A little mini backstory, like I've always find it quite difficult to bond with other girls. I don't know why, but personally, like, I've always found it quite difficult to bond with other girls and like make friends. And the friendships that I have been able to like keep going, I really cherish them. And when I do really click with someone, it's like the best feeling ever. So I just thought it was a really interesting topic of, you know, like finding it quite difficult to make new friends as well. I'm so thirsty. I just ate a huge pizza. I've been having a bit of a shit day today, so I was in such a bad mood this morning, and then I was like, I just want something, like I needed soul food. For me, that's pizza, so I ordered pizza for lunch. Oh, I can't say that name. So Carbonara asked, do you find it difficult to find friends as an adult? If so, how do you go about finding one? Yes, I find it so difficult. Like, this is what I talked about a lot in the blog post that I did. I'll link it down below if you want to read it. It is just so difficult. For a lot of us, I feel like we've come out of school, we've come out of uni, and then we've gone into like our own sort of career path. It's so different for me as well, because obviously I work from home, so it's even less likely to be able to like make new friends, meet new people, bond with people, because it's just me and my computer like all the time. So like if you work from home as well, you'll know that it can be just so hard. The thing is to just make more of an effort to like put yourself out there, meet with people. And I think something that I'm trying to teach myself is to like not expect to like click straight away with everyone I'm gonna meet. And I mean, in the way that I think sometimes I expect for it to go from 0 to 60 like really fast, and I kind of forget that, you know, you need to like meet quite a few times, like get to know each other quite well. Sometimes I also think maybe it's because I'm quite impatient, because we live in such a like quick gratification age with, you know, social media, likes, how we can like download things, binge watch things straight away. And I feel like we've kind of lost the feeling of working on something and like waiting for something to, do you know what I mean? So maybe I'm trying to get that quickness in friendships as well, and it's just, it doesn't work like that, you know. It's like give and take, and it's time. So I don't know, I just thought maybe some of you could relate to that. How do I go about finding one? That I'm still trying to work on. But do you know what? I feel like I try and like do new things, like go to different new classes, or like go to baby classes. Maybe I can meet other women there. But what, again, like I'm learning at the moment is when someone reaches out to you, I really need to take the time out and the effort out to like go and actually meet them and like make it happen and not be too busy. So I think especially if you've been a bit like antisocial, or you get social anxiety before, it can be hard. You kind of make excuses for, you know, for why you shouldn't go and meet someone. So it's so hard to get out of that thought pattern. So that is something to just kind of ease yourself into and like change that thought pattern. But yeah, the only other way is to, I guess, just go to new places, like do an activity that you wouldn't have done before. Maybe you'll meet someone through that. It's really hard to say. I'm sure there are now some apps that are actually for meeting like friends. I'm sure I've seen that. If I haven't, I'm making it up, and I should make it. But that would be good, wouldn't it? But it would be weird as well, like meeting up like a date, but just for friends. So I thought this was a good question, because it's something that I haven't talked about for quite a while, because I haven't lived on my own for a while. Jennifer asked, can you give any tips on how to cope with living alone? I haven't lived alone for that much. I've kind of always been someone who's gone from like long relationship to long relationship. But a few years ago, I did live on my own for a little bit. Obviously, it can get really lonely really quickly. And I used to kind of get up, I used to work out, make myself breakfast, and then like sit and do a bit of work. But then I always made sure that I went out at some point in the day, usually lunchtime, go and sit somewhere where there's other people. Like I used to love going to coffee shops and just sitting with my laptop. I did have Riley though as well at the time, my dog, like, well, he was my dog. And having a pet helps a lot as well, because you obviously feel less alone and there's kind of someone there to like comfort you if you're feeling a bit down. So, but a lot of people I know you aren't, it's not easy to just get a pet. I'd make sure I had people to see as well. Like I'd make sure I had dates in the diary to like see friends and like make myself feel a bit more sane, being able to chat to someone and just like a bit of back and forth, because when you don't do that all week, like it gets, you feel like you're going mad. So I used to then kind of come home, work, make myself dinner, and then, but I didn't used to like the nighttime. A lot of the times I actually used to like just watch TV or like DVDs or like, was there Netflix around? I don't remember. And then just like fall asleep to that, which is probably really bad, but I think it's because I didn't like the idea of just like being alone and then falling asleep alone. So I used to fall asleep with the TV on. But I do remember I would just used to kind of, in a way, I guess it was like set a little date with myself in the way of like getting excited about what to watch. I know it sounds really silly, but you really have to be comfortable with yourself, which I think I am quite comfortable with my own company actually. And that's probably easier for some people than it is others. You have to recognise the things that may be getting you down about living on your own, and what makes it easier. Sometimes I would like call up my sister as well to come and stay with me, because if I was getting a bit lonely or a bit down, call someone up, like someone who always like makes you feel better, makes you laugh. That's it, that's probably the things that help me. So Steph Barn asks, how to build up the courage to talk to new people and make friends. What do I even say? That's such a good question, because I struggle with that as well. It is hard, like I think especially now as well, like everyone's just always on their phone, like no one even looks around. Like when you're on the train and everyone is just like, I do it as well, but we're just all on our phones. Like it's so hard to actually like make eye contact with people and like start talking, which is something that I find that the older generation, the baby boomers, it's so easy for them to just randomly talk to people, like. And I feel like when I was a little bit younger, I used to hate when older people would randomly talk to me, but now I'm actually like, that's so sweet that you felt comfortable to just like talk and just like start a conversation. And I think especially when you feel a bit lonely as well, like you really appreciate someone like, I don't know, like breaking an awkward silence, even, if you don't know them, and just talking. So anyway, I just think if it's the right situation, or, if you and someone else are like standing in a queue and you're experiencing the same thing, and I don't know, like I think it's nice to just like make a joke or like say a little comment or something and you might get talking. Another thing I've learned about making new friends is like, I think it's a bit like happiness in the way that if that is like all you're focused on and all you're thinking about, and you're putting so much pressure on yourself to like make friends, it's like, it's harder to. And I think it's one of those things that you have to actually just relax a little bit about. A friendship will naturally happen. I feel like you can't really force it. And I'm always actually scared to even get to the first part of a friendship, because I feel like maybe I'm gonna try and force it subconsciously. But you just have to relax. Just like, if you feel like it, go meet up with someone. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. Just be yourself, just chat, like just try and relax about it a little bit. I feel like a lot of us do really want connection, again in this day and age, and I feel like that's why a lot of us are so worried about not having many friends. It's been so easy for us to all get swept up in the online world, social media, like things that aren't, like you have friends but they're numbers a lot of the time. And it's great in one way because you can like relate to people online, but then it's easy to kind of lose those real life like relationships. And I feel like a lot of people are actually feeling the same way at the moment. Do you know what? Since doing the blog post I did as well, I realised that so many other girls as well are going through the same thing, and I honestly thought, oh, like most people had loads of friends and I was the only one. Literally I had so many messages of other girls saying they struggled as well. So if you're watching this and you're worried about not having enough friends and making new friends, you're not the only one. Like, I newly discovered that as well. So say yes to a few more things. You never know what might happen. And what do I even say? Try not to think about it too much. Just be yourself. Like, I know it sounds so cliche, but the only way you're gonna make new friends and like new connections is just by being your natural self, because that's how you're gonna attract the right kind of person who will get on with you anyway, so yeah. Another really good question is how to stay positive when you're lonely and have anxious thoughts. And she wanted to be anonymous. I had this today. Like today I felt so like uptight and like upset and anxious and just really down. I'm obviously at home a lot when that happens, and it's not, you know, I don't have loads of people to like cheer me up. So what I did was I actually recently have started doing meditation a little bit more, just by using Headspace on my phone. And I just, at the moment, I just do like 10 minutes at a time, and I feel like it's a really good way to kind of notice your emotions more. And like I was feeling so uptight, like in my chest, you know when you feel like you would need to cry but it's not happening. So I was like, right, I'm just gonna sit and do like a little meditation. So I did that, and it definitely calmed me down a little bit. I kind of put work on pause. I went downstairs, I like chatted to Jason a little bit. I just told him how I was feeling, that I was feeling a bit down. I just took a minute. I just took a little time out basically, and then I decided that I was going to order pizza for lunch to like make myself feel better. So to me that was a bit of like a self-care. Feeling anxious when you're on your own is so horrible because it is really hard to get yourself out of that mind frame. But that's the thing, I think for me anyway, like I have to kind of stop myself. If I feel like those thoughts are snowballing, I have to kind of catch myself in that headspace and notice it. And like if you get these feelings a lot, you will notice when you're starting to feel like that and what might have triggered it. And it's just kind of, then I take myself out of that situation, do something that I know is going to help me or calm me down. Getting out of the house helps so much, just a bit of fresh air. Also helps me a lot to just go somewhere where there's other people, where there's like background noise, and like other people like getting on with their lives. And I feel like that really helps me to get on with things because I'm not like stuck in my head so much. So I hope that helps anyone else that feels like that. Oh, this is a good question. Do you ever experience moments of feeling all alone even though you are married? Yes, I do. And I think we probably both do a little bit. I just thought this was really interesting because I never feel like he is abandoning me. I just think it's normal sometimes to feel alone because I feel like these days we expect so much from our partners. We just expect them to obviously, you know, to be our best friends, to be our sexual partners, to like cheer us up constantly, to support us. I don't like so many facets like we expect of our other halves. And you know, a lot of the time they should help with like in every way that they can, but you might still sometimes feel a little bit lonely. And I think it's important as well to have other friendships and other relationships, not romantically maybe. And that's why I definitely try and work on my friendships as well as best I can, even though I'm not the best at it maybe, as well as my relationship, because it's so healthy to have like other females as well to be like spending time with. You know, it's not healthy, I don't think anyway, to just be with one person all the time and that's like all year around, because also you'll start to just like merge into each other. You both still need your different personalities. That's what makes it fun. So yeah, I don't think you're the only one if you're married and you sometimes feel lonely. And branch out to like old friends, go and meet up with them again maybe, or you know, or your other family members maybe, like spend a bit of time with them, and go on more double dates with your other half. So two other topics that I wanted to touch on because they're in a lot of these questions. One is how to make friends if you've moved to a new city or if you've just started uni. I had quite a few people asking that. So I've never personally, well I guess I moved city from like London to Southampton when I was at uni, so that was kind of both in one actually. I think I just actually clicked quite well with a few girls that are on my course, so for me it wasn't that hard going to uni, which I'm lucky for. But if it's not come as easy to you, I would probably say, if it was me, I might try, like if there's any kind of extra like classes or, you know, like side classes or something that you could go to, that is like another one of your interests, you might meet people there. You might meet people on a night out. Even if you go out with like one friend of yours, you might meet like other girls there maybe. Or maybe online, if there's like an online portal for your uni. I think, yeah, that it is hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I might not have all the answers. If you're at uni and you found it hard to make friends, please leave a comment down below helping other girls or guys, because yeah, I'm not going to pretend that I know exactly how to answer that. I think, do you know what, that's when I started doing YouTube as well, because when I had that extra time and not loads of people to fill it, I was like, oh, YouTube. Moving to a new city. Again, I've not really just like made a move to another big city. but I know what it's like to live in London, and I know how hard it is to meet other people in London. For me, I've actually found really good people from just being online and like through the blogging community, through the YouTube community. I found other girls who share so many interests, like the same as me. I've been saying like, let's go out, let's go for a coffee and things. So it might be the online world that helps you when you've gone to a new city. But again, if you've made a big city move, leave a comment down below letting everyone else know how you met a friend or new people, because that might really help other people. The other thing that I wanted to touch on that came up a lot is, do you find it hard to make friends as a mum and like as a new mum? Yes, again, I talked about that in the blog post. Everyone says like, oh, you'll make friends when you've got a baby, like it just magically happens. So I went to baby classes, like expecting other mums to be really open and like wanting to talk, and it was not like that. I felt like other mums had either like come with someone else already or just weren't that talkative. Like I have met a few nice mums, definitely, but mostly I found most other mums quite hard to get to talking to. And I have like tried to, you know, throw a joke out there, like ask them a question or two, and I find them quite difficult. So I think it really is a case of like just, you know, maybe being lucky enough to find the right person in the right play group or soft play or something. But again, you're not alone if you find it hard as a mum, because obviously it is really isolating, especially as a new mum with a newborn. Next time I think I'm definitely going to go to more baby classes, and when I'm pregnant, so that so that I can be in contact hopefully with other mums like just after giving birth, and like we'll meet up with our newborns. And partly I think I should have put more effort into that as well, so that's what I'm going to do next time anyway. Oh my god, we should do like a mum meetup. How good would that be? I've literally just had that idea. Like I could bring Indy and then like we could have a big mum meetup somewhere. Do you want that to happen? Let me know. So that's my girl talk on like loneliness and friendships. I hope that's helped some of you. And I feel like if I answer more questions, I'll probably end up saying the same sorts of things. But if you have any advice as well, or like any different advice than I gave that you want to put your 2 cents into, just leave a comment down below, and like you can chat about it down below if you want, and just help each other as well. I kind of want to use my channel as a place where we can all relate to each other, as well as it, you know, it's a lot of just me chatting, but you can also talk to each other. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helped. Let me know what topic you'd like me to do one of these on next time. And if you're, actually, I was gonna tell you where this is from, but I couldn't tell you because it just arrived in my PO box. But I love Georgia Smith. My earrings are from Regal Rose, in case you wondered. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.